Yes, dear viewers, welcome you once again on today's live show organized by Prominent Consultant. And good evening to you all. And of course, we are on live session with one of our most close partner from Canada. It's a public college, one of the largest college based in British Columbia. It's very close to Vancouver as well. It's located in New Westminster. Definitely, we'll talk about all the details of Douglas College from our guest, who is international manager, Mr. Gareth, international recruitment manager. He has been connected to us from Vancouver. So, Gareth, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes. So, would you please say hi to our viewers and introduce yourself to our viewers?
Of course. Good evening, everybody. As was mentioned, my name is Gareth Jones, Manager of Marketing and Recruitment, currently in New Westminster, which is a part of Vancouver, Metro Vancouver. It's 9:30 in the morning. I know it's evening for you, so it's nice that we're able to connect at this time. And I'm very honored to be here today to give you some information about Douglas programs, services, fees, and so on, and answer any questions you may have.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Gareth, for your introduction. And the viewers, I would like to request you, if you're watching this live video, please share this live video in your timeline, so that the people who are connected with you are interested for study in Canada, especially in Douglas College, so they can be benefited. And this live session will be posted in our timeline, so that anytime you can see this live session. And of course, we'll be taking your live question. If you have any specific question of study in Canada, study undergrad level or postgrad level, anything, just mention your academic results, passing year, your IELTS score, or anything. We will try to give your answer. And of course, as you know, that Prominent Consultant is one of the best companies in Dhaka, in Bangladesh, that who are working with so many Canadian public institutions so far. And honestly speaking, we have a very good journey till now. We had a very good journey with Douglas College, with a very fantastic visa success ratio till now. And Douglas College, definitely, it's a very big college. Definitely, Gareth will say everything to us. So, Gareth, before starting the session, I think we can have a video of Douglas College, the international video, right?
That'd be great.
Thank you so much. Let's have the video.
Isn't it amazing? Oh, life can be amazing. I feel my heartbeat racing. I'll fly so ever higher. I can light my inner fire, and then we'll see what happens now. What happens now? And then we'll see what happens now. What happens now?
안녕하세요. 더글라스 컬리지에 온 걸 환영합니다.
你好，欢迎来到道格拉斯学院。
Привет, я запрошую тебя в Douglas College.
Bienvenidos a Douglas College.
নমস্কার, আপনাদের সবাইকে স্বাগত Douglas College.
Chào mừng các bạn đến với Douglas College.
नमस्कार, आप सबको स्वागत है Douglas College.
Douglas College ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ।
Yes, through the video, we can see it's a very big college, very big campus, and of course, it's full of diversity. There are so many people are coming here from so many countries. So Gareth, my first question is to you that you know that first of all, people wants to know about why Canada. I mean, why they should choose Canada as their study destination, and of course, there are a lot of public institutions in Canada, in Ontario, in British Columbia, in some other provinces. So why people should Douglas, and you know that why and where it is located, how the location is, I mean, for the opportunities. So would you please explain all this matter?
Sure. So I'll start with Canada as a whole. So we are a country that values education, and this is an interesting statistic actually. Canadians have more post-secondary education per capita than any country in the world. So we have a lot of people in this country with bachelor and master degrees. So education is highly valued. And we have a number of public institutions, which is what Douglas is as well. And typically, public institutions in Canada have very high quality education. So by choosing Canada, you're choosing a country that has well-rounded, high quality education. In addition to that, being a country that is based on immigration, we are very diverse. So the country as a whole is diverse. Douglas College is diverse. We have people from many countries, and specifically at Douglas, we have over 90 nationalities, including, of course, Bangladesh.
Exactly.
Another feature of studying in Canada would be the cost. So if you look at institutions in the USA, as an example, where you have some of the best institutions in the world, but you also have some not so good ones. So there's a wide range to choose from. But I would say typically the cost there is higher than it is in Canada. So by choosing Canada and specifically choosing a teaching institution such as Douglas College, the costs are going to be lower than a research institution. Now, Canada is a very big country, and people, they see it on a map and they think, wow, it's quite large, and they may not be familiar with the geography. So just to give you a very simple idea, our college is located in the westernmost province called British Columbia, and the largest city there is Vancouver. And the Metro Vancouver region has a number of districts, including New Westminster, which is where we are located. Now, I should point out that this may be a question later on, but I'll mention it now. When people think of Canada, they think, ooh, it must be really cold. This is true for most of the country in the winter. However, in Vancouver, we have more of a coastal Mediterranean climate where it's wet in the winter, it's rainy. We don't usually have snow, and the summers are very warm, very dry. I don't think they're quite as hot as your summers in Bangladesh, but certainly comfortable for students coming from abroad.
And especially the weather of British Columbia, it's really different, really unique, and it's very comfortable. So for compared to other provinces, so people are, you know, that they are very afraid of sometimes going to Canada because of the weather. I mean, especially in the winter, they feel that it's extreme cold, so they will not be able to manage. So, but British Columbia is only the province they won't feel the extreme cold over there. So, is it right or wrong? I mean, whatever I say.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So, I mean, British Columbia is quite a big province. In fact, it's bigger than many countries in the world.
Exactly.
Now, when people think of British Columbia, they often think of just the Vancouver Island region, because that's where most people live. We have 5 million people in the province, of which almost 3 million live in this area where I am now. So most of the province lives in the southwest corner. But you're right, the climate overall is temperate, and we have a lot of people even from Eastern Canada who intend to move out west, mostly because of the weather. They find the winters to be too cold in Winnipeg and Toronto, in Montreal, so they prefer that warmer weather. However, if you get up into the mountains, and British Columbia does have a lot of mountain ranges, of course it's cold up there. But so we have kind of a diversity of of climates within our province. But as I said earlier, it is very comfortable, it's temperate. I will say the winters, because they are rainy, if you were to come to Canada and Vancouver specifically, you'd want to bring an umbrella or a rain jacket just because we do have quite a bit of rain in the winter. And we do have snow occasionally. It does happen, but usually when it snows, it melts within a day or so. So
it's very few time, I think, for very few time.
It's rare. We will get at least 1 or 2, maybe 3 snowfalls in a winter.
Yes.
But as I said, it doesn't last long. It melts, and it can be quite pretty actually when you look outside and you see all the snow covering everything. So you get a little bit of everything when you come to Vancouver.
Exactly, and Gareth, one more thing, that how far it is the New Westminster, how far it is from Vancouver? I mean, how to go from Vancouver to New Westminster? How long it takes?
Yeah, good question. So I mentioned earlier, there's Vancouver City proper, and then there's Metro Vancouver, which includes a number of suburbs. New Westminster is in the middle of the whole metro region, and if one were to drive a car, it would be, depending on traffic, could be 20 to 30 minutes. If you were to take the metro system, which we call SkyTrain, about the same time, 20-25 minutes from downtown Vancouver to New Westminster. And it doesn't feel like we're way out in the middle of nowhere. It's all one big urban area. So, you still feel connected to the city. And one advantage, actually, of being in New Westminster compared to downtown Vancouver is the cost of living is actually a little bit lower here. So you can actually save some money on your rent. If you live here.
Exactly. That's good. And we know that Douglas. Again, one thing that student wants to know, that there are a lot of universities and colleges, both are public, and people are a bit confused that whether they should choose university or whether they should college, and what is the difference between university and college. It's a big question to them, because that people are saying that don't go to college because you won't get that kind of opportunity, you won't get that kind of that kind of PR facilities as well. So would you please explain this part, because to make them clear actually about the college?
So there are a lot of similarities between colleges and universities. In fact, more similarities than differences. So one major difference I want to point out is this. You have research institutions, universities like UBC, SFU, where there are more degrees offered, including master and PhD. But students who choose those institutions may be veering towards more research-focused programs. They want to do more research later on, or they want to work in academia as an instructor or a professor. Now, a college or a teaching institution, a non-research university, these institutions provide more practical programs. Okay, so we offer degrees, we offer diplomas, we offer post-degree programs as well. No master degrees, but we do have post-degree programs. The difference is our programs are more practical, as I said, and designed having consulted with industry on what skills are necessary for students to find jobs. So if the student's intention is to study something they're interested in, get a job in that particular field, and then apply for PR, a college or a teaching university is a very good choice.
Exactly. And you know that from university, if they study 2 years, also they will be getting 3 years work permit. And of course, for college is the same thing. So they are also getting
exactly
study work permit. The basic difference, what you have said, is very, very true, that the research and the practical based learning, because the universities, they have the so many courses, they have the research programs as well. And one more thing, I think there is also the entry requirements criteria, because the universities, they're asking, that they're asking the more percentage from the academic background. They're also asking for more IELTS score, but the colleges are quite flexible rather than the university. So in college, they can get a little bit easy access for admission rather than the university.
Yeah, that's true. So compared to a research institution, a college, or a teaching university, will have a little bit lower entry requirements. And yeah, so you're right. And one other thing I would like to point out is, although we do offer university degrees, let's say a student wants to study a Bachelor of Science. That student can still start at Douglas College, do 1 or 2 years, and then transfer to a research institution and graduate with a bachelor degree. So in this sense, the student gets a bit of both worlds. The college experience, can graduate with a 2-year associate degree or diploma, do 2 more years in the university, and have a bachelor degree. So this way the student can actually save up to 30,000 Canadian dollars by starting at a college. So you do have a lot of options starting at a college.
So I'm just explaining this matter what you have said, like that is called university transfer program or associate degree. If they can join in Douglas, so 2 years if they study in Douglas, so they're spending only 34,000 or 35,000 maximum. But in UBC, it's in first year only it's 35. So
that's right.
30,000. So it's better to start with college, study 2 years, save your money, and get your degree finally from UBC. So this is the same thing that they are doing. So in that case, they will have the opportunity to experience with the college and definitely with the university as well. And this is a very important question. Actually, we are always getting from the students. They are a bit confused that I have studied in a university in Bangladesh, then why should I choose a college, okay, rather than a university? So that's the thing. And the public colleges in Canada, truly, they are not like a, the college. It's like a university. It's huge campus, huge university. Because so one thing I need to know from you, that Gareth, that how many students are studying there in Douglas campus, and how many of them are international?
So we are the largest degree granting college in all of British Columbia. And to put that in perspective, we have about 25,000 students in total. This is total headcount. Many Canadian students just study part-time, though. So it may seem like we have fewer Canadian students than that number tells us. But the number of international students, in the last semester, we had nearly 4,000 students. So, and we have 2 main campuses. So we have students at 2 different campuses. And within New Westminster, we have 2 major centers that's considered one campus. So again, we are quite a large institution, not as big as UBC or SFU, but if you're familiar with some of the other Vancouver institutions, such as Langara, KPU, or even VIU on Vancouver Island, we are similar in size and scope to those institutions. In fact, a little bit bigger, I believe.
Okay, that's great. That's great. And I think, as you have said, that there are students from 90 countries. That means the campus is fully diverse, and they can have the multicultural experience over there. It's a very fantastic thing. So, Gareth, we have learned about the college, about the location, and all these things. But we need to know about the courses that you are offering, and what are the programs do you offer. And so far, I have experienced that the programs, that the seats are closed before the deadline. So I mean, they're very competitive to get admission in Douglas because seats are very limited. The candidates are more. So would you please explain about the courses and programs?
Yeah, so I'll start with the undergraduate level. There are 5 or 6 faculties. Commerce and business is our biggest faculty. We also have humanities and social sciences. We have a health faculty, which most programs are not open to international students, but there are a couple. We have our science and technology, and we have maybe one other, English language, literature, and performing arts. Okay, so we have a variety of diplomas, associate degrees, bachelor degrees across these faculties. Some of the more popular ones: business, IT, hospitality, and I should mention within business there are a number of concentrations such as supply chain management, accounting, finance, business law, hospitality management. So I'm not going to go through all of them, of course, because it's quite vast, but those are the main ones. Now we also, as I mentioned earlier, have postgraduate programs. So students who have a bachelor degree already
Yes.
can apply for 1 or 2 year postgraduate programs. Most of these are in the business and computing faculties. There are other programs such as health information management, hospitality, communications, a number
Supply
of
chain,
others.
international supply chain is there 2 years.
Supply chain is a very good one, and if you're looking for a very highly skilled profession that pays well. And I should mention, most of these programs, again, are practical, and we're providing you with the knowledge and skills necessary to find work post-graduation. And we do have a wonderful team in our Career Center who work very closely with our students to help them with their cover letters, their resumes, their interview skills, and to set them up with job opportunities. So as soon as students come to Douglas College, they can begin that process of finding their ultimate career.
That's a very good thing. So I need to know one thing, that I mean, what about your like foundation? Do you have offer any foundation program, like after class 10? Student can join after class 10 or O levels?
At this time, we don't offer that, unfortunately. There are other institutions in Vancouver, though, that do. So if a student wants to come to Vancouver, do foundation, then come to Douglas, that is certainly possible. We could accept those students.
Exactly. And you have, I have seen that you have UTP program, which is university transfer. You have associate degree in undergrad level. Even you have diploma, and also I think you have bachelor as well in some subjects. 4 years bachelor you have.
That's
so
right.
The thing is that could you please tell me what is the difference between university transfer and associate degree? What is the difference? Which one a student should choose?
Well, essentially, it's the same thing. And if a student comes to Douglas College and studies an associate degree, that is transferable. So we don't really have a university transfer program per se. What we really offer are associate degrees and diplomas that can be transferred to the university if the student wants. And that's something the student would not have to decide right away. But let's say a student applied for an associate degree in biology. Once that student comes to Douglas College, he or she would meet with our academic advisors and begin working on a course study plan to have the most efficient transfer to the institution they plan on attending, like UBC. Okay, so basically if a student applies for an associate degree, that program is transferable to the university.
Okay, but I need to know specifically, right? You know that some people, they will be looking for engineering, suppose mechanical, civil. So do you have associate degree major in engineering?
So we offer a program in engineering that is transferable. Students will study at Douglas College for 1.5 to 2 years. They will study the general first year engineering subjects, and then they will transfer to the university to specialize in one of the major engineering fields, such as electronic engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, and so on.
Okay. So, so far I know that after associate degree or diploma, students will be getting the same opportunity, that is 3 years post-study work permit, right?
That's right.
Is something like okay. Or they can join for the third year of bachelor. Two options are open for them.
Yeah, it's a good question. So if a student applies for an associate degree, it's 2 years, or a diploma, 2 years. That student can graduate, apply for the 3-year work permit.
Exactly.
Now, if that student then eventually is able to get the permanent residency in Canada, he or she can still transfer to university at a later time as a Canadian with a PR, and then pay lower tuition fees.
Lower tuition fees.
So that's an option as well.
It's a very good opportunity. Like after associate degree, they can join they can join full-time work permit, and
That's
after
right.
that they can apply for PR, and they can do the bachelor as a part-time, or they can finish the bachelor or something.
Exactly.
Like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a very good opportunity.
So a lot of different kind of pathways that students will follow.
Yes,
a lot of
yes.
options.
Here one important question I'd like to discuss with you, because the inquiries we generally get from the students. The number one is that there are a bit confusion about the duration of the postgraduate program. Like you have PDD, that is post degree diploma, and another one is PBD, post baccalaureate diploma. So one is PDD is 1 year and PBD is 2 years, right? So the thing is that the people are, that they are feeling confused. They are afraid of going for the 1 year program. Like if the PR won't be so easy for them. So actually, what is the difference? I mean, suppose some students, he has no budget of doing another 1 year degree. So is it okay if or she does 1 year degree and can apply for PR? Is that okay?
So it would be very difficult to apply for PR having done just a 1 year program. And I'll tell you why. Because a 1 year post-degree diploma would qualify the student for a 1 year work permit.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
Students are not able to apply for PR until they have completed 1 year of full-time work.
Exactly.
But, so say they've worked 1 year full-time, their visa has expired, it's too late to apply for PR. So in this sense, a student must study for 2 years if their intention is to ultimately apply for PR. Now, with the 1 year programs, students can do 1 year, and then they can do 1 more year in a different subject.
Exactly.
And use the combination of those 2 programs, which is 2 years, to get the 3 year work permit.
Okay, yes.
And
that's
then-
what I'm
then-
saying. That,
yeah.
yes, it's not like that you should have 2 years duration for a single subject. You can split it. You can do 1 year and then another 1 year for another subject, and you can go for 3 years work permit. So, but Gareth, I have a question. I mean, from myself, I need to know for myself. Not I think for the from the viewers also would have the same question. Like, when I am getting 1 year PSW, right? I mean, 1 year post-study work permit. So if I got the job offer, right? If I got any job offer from any company, so I'll be able to extend my work permit in that case, or I won't be able.
Yeah, that's very much dependent on the company. So yes, I should say yes, it's possible, but there's a risk, right? Because the company has to sponsor that person to be able to get their work permit. Now, I should mention that legally, because I'm not certified as an immigration consultant,
Yes, exactly.
I can't give advice, but I can give you generalities and I can point you in the direction where to find information. And anecdotally, I can tell you that, yes, it's possible, it has happened, but I'm not sure if it's something you want to rely on, because
Exactly.
by law
Depends.
in Canada, companies must hire Canadians or permanent residents first before they hire someone who is not Canadian or permanent resident. So
Exactly.
it's only if they cannot find someone qualified within Canada to fill that position, then it would be possible to hire someone who is not Canadian and then provide a work permit. So it can be very complicated, and it's something that personally I wouldn't
Yes.
necessarily rely on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, from our end, it's better if students do always the 2 years of study, whether it is 1+1 or whether it is two. So here we will take one question, Kashfia Ahmed. So she's asking, if we do two program of 1 year program, will peer opportunity will be still same? Yes, that's what we are talking about. That if you also study 1 year plus 1 year, suppose if you study 1 year in HR and another 1 year in marketing, so you will get 3 years of work permit. That's the policy actually.
Exactly.
And she is having another question, Kashfia Ahmed. Actually, Kashfia is our student. Already she enrolled in Douglas. So is it possible to get practicum opportunity for 1 year PGD program? I mean, can you see the question on screen?
Yes, I can. And the answer is yes. Our career center will provide jobs. Well, they're not going to give it to the student. I should make that clear. The career center will help students find practicum or opportunities. And certainly if they do a 1 year program, yes, those are available. Okay. Now, we do have very specific job-focused programs called co-op. Those are only available for the 2 year programs.
2 years program,
yeah.
Exactly. Like finance, supply chain.
Finance, accounting, supply chain, computer information systems, exactly. But
okay, Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Please, yes.
Yeah, just one other thing. There is a very specific, fairly new program within the Career Center called Career Boost. And this is essentially it's a bit like a, how can I just say? It's students will meet with other students who are in post-degree programs and the Career Center to learn about Canadian job culture and where to find jobs, how to navigate job fairs, how to write very efficient resumes and cover letters, and those are available for all students. So just to go back to that original question, there are opportunities for practicums and ways to improve job searchability through the Career Center.
Exactly, exactly. And I have a specific question on your PVD in hospital. I think you have a program in hospital information management. So for hospital system management, something like that. Related to hospital.
Health information management.
Health information management, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So the doctors can do that. I mean, the MBBS doctor and all, they can do that.
Yeah.
Dentist.
Good question. Most students who apply come from usually a medical and or technical background. So I should make it clear though, this program is not intended to lead students into a career where they're working with patients. You're not really working with people on a medical basis. What you're doing is you're managing the information in the health industry. However, students do need an understanding of medical terms, which is why some of the prerequisites include anatomy, statistics, courses that would be taken by medical students or dentists, physiotherapists, and so on.
Exactly. So I mean, all these people can apply. Even what about the pharmacy background? The pharmacist or someone from biotechnology, biochemistry, also they can apply for
those. Those would be great candidates. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So we have another question. Muhammad Shahadat Hussain. He has asked that he has done HSC 2012 4.20, Bachelor First Class from National University IELTS Band 6, Listening 6.5, Speaking 6.5, Writing 6, Reading 5.5. Can I apply PGD in Douglas with this qualification? Do you have supply chain management or global business management? Mm-hmm. So what do you think? I think with EAP he can apply.
Yeah, the only thing he needs to do is improve the IELTS just a little bit. We need a minimum 6.5 overall to be accepted into our postgraduate programs. 6.5 overall, no band below 6. Now, if a student doesn't quite meet that, we do have, he or she could study in our English language program for one semester just to boost that English requirement if he wants. And we do have supply chain management. This is a wonderful opportunity, actually. I can tell you that there are thousands of openings across Canada in this field. So students who graduate from this program will almost certainly be guaranteed to find a job right away.
Yes. So I would like to tell Mr. Shahadat Hussain that definitely you are eligible, but at this moment your IELTS is not sufficient. The band score in one band you have less point, so you need to have 6.5 for direct entry in that program. And of course, Douglas has 2 years post-baccalaureate diploma PGD program, which is in international supply chain management, the most attractive subject and very job-focused subject. You can easily get job after having this course. But without, I mean, at this present condition of your IELTS score, you can join still with additional English program, which you need to do one semester English EAP course with some additional fees. I think it is costing like around 7,500, something like that in a semester for English.
That's
so
right.
If you're okay with that, then of course you are welcome to apply. And Prominent Consultant is the authorized partner of Douglas. You can apply to us easily. Yes, Gareth, you wanted to say something.
I'd like to say one more thing. I noticed his academic results were very good, first class. So I should point out that any student who has first class or second class upper does qualify for a regional scholarship.
Wow, great.
So minimum $1,000 up to $2,000.
Okay, so I mean, can they get, I mean, upfront, or they need to arrive and they can apply for that?
Yeah, they don't get it up front. They would receive it. They would receive a check in the after 1 month of study.
Wow, great. So it's a very good option, definitely. So we have another question from Kashfia. So she is asking, there is any break between 1 2 year program, 1 year diploma? Is it still possible to get three? Yes, we have already told Kashmir that yes, after 1 year program, you can extend easily your visa and you can do another program, study permit, and you can apply for 3 years work permit. So it's already cleared. Okay. So Gareth, now we need to know about the entry requirements of your all program. And English proficiency requirement, and apart from IELTS, what are the English proficiency test score you are accepting? And as you know that now people are afraid of, that everywhere is a lockdown is going on, so people are not able to sit for the IELTS, TOEFL, and PTA as well. So what is the solution for that from your end?
We are now accepting something called Duolingo.
Exactly.
And I believe our minimum is 110.
110, exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Other than that, there is an IELTS indicator test, which is online, but we are not accepting that as a final evaluation. That can be used as, we could probably provide a conditional offer based on that, yeah. And TOEFL is still, TOEFL can be done online now. That's
called TOEFL Home, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Same score, so that the security measures in that are much tighter. Therefore, we are okay with that being sent to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is the academic average they should have in postgrad and undergrad level, and what will be the basic IELTS requirement for all your program?
So, IELTS 6.5 for undergraduate programs. For postgraduate, also 6.5, but no band below 6. For postgraduate programs, academic results, we accept second class, first class. We do not accept third class.
And what about the backlogs? Like, how many backlogs you can accept? Till how many?
Yeah, we will accept up to 5 backlogs.
5 backlogs. Okay, that's great. But for diploma, the diploma you have in undergrad level. So I mean, for diploma, your IELTS is the requirement is 6.5 or 6?
6.5.
6.5. Oh, okay. It's then pretty higher.
6.5.
So, okay. So one more, that there are some people, they're asking for the breakup study. Suppose some students who have completed their class 12 2 or 3 years before. So I mean, what about the strategy of breakup study? How you are going to accept them if someone is having breakup study after class 12 or bachelor?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, if the student has been out of school for 5 to 10 years, that could be an issue when it comes to the visa. As an institution, it's fine if there's a break. That is no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
So we'll now talk about the tuition fees structure of Douglas College, and how is the payment procedure? I mean, how can they pay by installment or not? Will you please explain this matter?
Yeah, so starting in September, the tuition fees for 1 year for all programs will be 18,000 Canadian dollars. Okay, that's tuition. We ask for 1 semester tuition fees upfront in order to receive the letter of acceptance. That is typically around $7,500, which is refundable if the visa is denied. Okay. Exactly. Now, yes, after the first semester, students do pay in installments. Essentially, the student pays per semester based on the number of credits taken. So if the student only takes 9 credits, the tuition will be lower. If the student takes 12 or 15 credits, that will be higher. So it is by installments per semester.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. And one more thing I need to know from you, that Douglas is a very big college with very big number of students, like around 25 to 30,000. So people, I mean, they might be scared that whether the class size would be more. So how it is actually, the faculty and student faculty ratio?
Yeah, it's a good question. And actually, I did mean to mention that earlier when I was comparing colleges and universities. And that's one of the major differences. And I've done both. I've gone to a large university in Vancouver, and I've attended a small college. And the difference is stark. So Douglas College and many other teaching institutions will have a maximum of 30 to 35 students. And that is the case at Douglas. Maximum 35 per class, which means more focused attention from our instructors. Whereas a large research institution, you may be in a classroom with up to 300, 400 students. You really don't get to know your instructor that way. And I should point out, there is the advantage in the small class is, yes, more focused instruction. And if you as a student get to know your instructor on a more, more personal level, and that instructor has seen you perform well in your class over the years, when it comes time to finding jobs and you need a reference letter, you can probably depend on that instructor who remembers you to write something for you to help you find those jobs.
Exactly. And so now we need to talk about the accommodation, which is a very vital part. Like what kind of accommodation do you provide on campus and off campus, and how is the average cost of that, including rent and food, and how is the average living expense, especially in New Westminster?
Yeah. We tell students they should budget $1,000 Canadian per month for housing and food and miscellaneous fees. As far as housing goes, Douglas does not have its own housing on campus, but we do have partnerships with third parties who we have approved and we have vetted and who we trust to provide either student housing in dorms or what we call homestays, so living with a Canadian family. So that's one option. The other option, which is what most students prefer, is to find their own private accommodation near the college. In New Westminster, around our college, there are a number of rental apartment buildings that students can live in. Of course, costs will be lower if students choose to have roommates. So let's say if you're one student in a one-bedroom apartment, your costs will be higher. If you are two students in a two-bedroom, your costs will be lower. If it's three students in a three-bedroom, costs will be even lower again, per person, I mean. So there are a number of options, and our student services team can assist and direct in providing that information. Yeah.
So I need to know something specifically, right? So for example, if someone is choosing to stay in a homestay option, like with a Canadian family, right? So like, I mean, they will have the single room to stay with the the meal plan. There would be some meal plan by the Canadian family. So how much it cost exactly per month? 1,000 or less than 1,000?
It's a little bit less than I think it's just around $1,000. It used to be $960. It may have gone up slightly. So yeah, so that homestay family option, which includes 3 meals plus a private room, internet access, fairly close to the college on a bus route or metro line, it would be $1,000 per month. And a student has to commit to 1 semester. And then if he or she wants to change homestay or find private accommodation, that's fine. They just have to give 1 month notice.
Exactly. And another thing I need to know, like suppose there are several kind of apartments, like 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. Suppose if someone is hiring 2 bedroom apartments, like, so how much the rent is per month? It's coming 1,000.
If it's 2 bedroom, the total cost will be closer to $1,400, $1,500. But then you split between 2, so per person it comes down. Yeah.
So 2 bedroom apartments can be shared by 3 person, or it must be shared by 2 person?
No. I mean, if students are comfortable having more than 2, that's fine.
No restriction.
No. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So if they can have 3 person in single apartment, so not single apartment, 2 bedroom apartments, so they can share like 500 each.
Yeah, and I've seen that happen. Because some apartments do have 2 bedrooms plus a smaller den. I mean, it's not ideal to be sleeping in the den, but it's done. Students do it. They certainly, if they want to save money, it's an option. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And as
yes.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Please. No. And one more thing that that people from South Asia, especially from India, Pakistan, Nepal, from South Asia or Asian people, when they are going to Canada, so they must be looking for some part-time jobs in the city or on campus or off campus to actually to maintain their personal expenses. So what do you think about it in New Westminster? How is the situation for that?
Yeah, I can say most of our international students want to work and are able to find work. We're in an interesting situation now with this COVID-19. Prior to COVID-19, it was very easy to find part-time work. So my hope is that when things go back to normal, it should be how it was. That's yet to be seen. But our students were working in restaurants, clothing shops, retail outlets. There were a lot of part-time jobs available, and students, as you may or may not know, can work up to 20 hours per week part-time during their studies, and it's a great way to supplement whatever income they have or whatever extra funds they need to survive day to day. And in New Westminster specifically, yes, there are certainly part-time jobs in the area. Yeah, and on campus there are some as well.
Exactly. We have a question from Fariha Kabir Chaiti. She's asking, I have completed my MBA from Malaysia. Right now, I am waiting for my result. Can I apply? Oh, okay. So Choiti, it's not actually, it's a college, public college, so they don't offer PhD. So for PhD, you need to contact with the research universities. You need to contact with the professor or supervisor to apply for that. So Gareth, actually, you know that after we always say that Canada is such a country where the investment to education is 100% guaranteed. So there is 100% money back to the to you. I mean, when someone is getting full-time job, I mean, they can easily recover their whatever they spend in their education. So what do you think about it, and how the opportunities? Though Vancouver is a very commercial city, very good city, business city, but I mean, in overall term, how is the job opportunities are they getting, and how is your job, the employment ratio after graduation from Douglas College?
Yeah, I don't have the exact statistics because we don't track every student, but the students that go through our career center, we do have statistics on them. And currently we're at a 90% success rate for students going through the Career Center. And these are students who are finding very good jobs, particularly if they have done a program which leads to some kind of certification. So to give you an example, in accounting, students can eventually get their chartered professional accountancy. In finance, there's the CFP or CFA. Certifications like this will certainly help students find jobs. And yeah, most industries were short-staffed. I can say that as a country where we have an aging population and many people retiring, it has opened up a lot of opportunities. And yeah, in most industries, there were opportunities and fairly well paid. And again, specifically those programs where students are getting certifications, they'll have an even better chance of getting good jobs.
Exactly. And one more thing that we have noticed from the immigration minister from Canada, like you were saying, that because of pandemic, people are really worried about the immigration policy could have been changed in future. So he said that don't worry about that, because in Canada, most of the people are going to be, I mean, there are some retirement, the cases of retirement is increasing. So definitely they will be looking for some potential immigrants. So actually the immigration policy, it will not be impacted in future as well. They already have faced this kind of problem before, so there is no impact. There was no impact in their immigration policy. So I think people should think positively for Canada. Still, Canada is the better destination for everything. So we have a question from Mithun Islam. His SSC 2007, HSC 2009, honors 2.76 2015, and masters 3.19, which is a good GPA, CGPA. Completed from National University, IELTS band 5.5, which is very low. can I apply for PGD program with ESL course in Douglas? Yes. If with ESL, then definitely you can.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, 100%.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
100% you can do, exactly. And honestly speaking, we have already students in Douglas College. They're studying in Douglas College with ESL course. There is no problem of studying in Douglas College with ESL. But you need to remember that your one semester fees will be around 7,500 for ESL. Of course, you can do. So then we are just end of the live session. We have discussed all the things, but now we need to know about the application process of Douglas College and how what kind of documents you require for your program, and how will be the application process of Douglas College.
Pretty straightforward. We through Prominent Consultancy, students simply have to provide their official transcripts, whether it's from their high school studies or their university studies, a copy of a valid passport, the bio page. If that's not available at the time, that's okay, it can be sent later, and a fully completed application form. There is a $100 application fee.
Exactly.
Yep, and for those of you who have tuned in today, we can offer a waiver on that. So, Syed, if you want to keep track of who logged in today, and if anyone's
I'm just requesting you to waive at least for next 1 month application fee, so that we can get some more applications and people will be inspired for that. So you can, if you could do it, that could be very good for us.
Yeah, we can certainly do that. Just send me a quick email and we'll approve it and move it along.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah, but the process is pretty quick, and typically we have an offer letter. As long as it's not a busy time of year, we can have a turnaround within a week or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So what Gareth said, that yes, for application you can contact with Prominent, because we are working as their approved agent. And there is a good news for you that if you apply, very soon, then there could be some waiver of your application fee, $100. So let's see how the things are going on. So maybe you will be having a good news for application fee waiver. And so Gareth, we need to know about the policy of COVID-19. Now COVID-19 situation we are facing, already some of our students got visa for May intake, but they could not fly, they could not join in May intake, so they are waiting for the September. And some people, because in some cases we have some cases which those visa applications are in the embassy right now, so we have not got any result yet. So already we have forwarded them to September. So what policy will be following in terms of COVID-19?
It's really business as usual right now. We don't have any. I should say a lot of it is unknown. What I can tell you is classes for this semester, the summer semester, are being offered online, completely online. There is no in-person instruction. For the fall, it's likely we will have at least some in-person instruction, perhaps not to the full extent that we are used to. So there may be some classes that are purely online, some that are in person. That is being determined now through the advice of our provincial health officer. As I said, it's undetermined how that will look like, but we will certainly communicate that. In terms of travel restrictions and students coming into the country, this is completely dependent on our government and their decision to open up the border. So I should mention, though, that if a student has a valid study permit, we do and we will have some courses that students can study online from their home country. Okay, so this semester we have a few postgraduate programs. Next semester we will have the same ones, probably more. And again, I'm not sure what those will be, but we will certainly be looking into that very soon, and we'll let you know.
Okay. Because mostly we have candidates for finance, for supply chain, for sales and marketing, for these courses, and I think these courses can be done online. And one thing that the government also saying that if they have valid study permit and if they do online classes, so it will not also impact to the PSWP. So
right.
That's
Yeah, they can do, the current regulation is students can study up to 50% of their program online
Exactly.
from abroad, and it won't affect their postgraduate work permit. I think because
Exactly.
the government recognizes that it's important students still study. They don't want to be punished for something that's out of their control. So this is why this new
Yes,
regulation has
yes.
been in place. Yeah. So
That's a
so
good.
as we learn what's happening, we will communicate that to you and take it from there, I suppose.
Exactly, exactly. So I would like to inform our students that don't be, don't be panic. I mean, don't take any kind of tension or pressure. Just everything is normal at this moment. If you cannot join physically, or if you cannot travel to Canada, definitely you can start. You can start classes online. Organized by the Douglas College, and you can join later on when the border opens. And but you can apply for visa as usual, and you can start online classes, and it will not impact your whole duration. You can get PSW without any problem. And one question, Sadar, you are asking that, but if I apply with this IELTS score, then what are the visa chances? See, visa is something like that. It always doesn't depend on your only IELTS score. It depends on your study plan, your course choice, your financial background. Depends. It's not like that. If I have IELTS and if I am not strong in other parts, so there is also less chance of getting visa. So IELTS is a part, but definitely as you have a bit low score, you can go with ESL, which is actually approved by the government, and you are doing ESL because of your low band. So it's very logical. If you can explain to the immigration officer properly, definitely it could be possible, but there is no guarantee of visa. So Gareth, so we are at the final stage of live session. We are just having 3-4 minutes. So any kind of last few words you would like to share that I did not ask you, or I forgot to ask you. So do you have any point to be discussed from your end that you'd like to share?
Yeah, one more thing. I know I mentioned it earlier, the scholarships. So
Yes.
Sir, for those who are in high school and applying for undergraduate programs, if you have a B as in Bravo average, we can give you an automatic $1,000 to $2,000 regional scholarship. Just let we look at the transcripts and we can apply that automatically. There is a second scholarship called merit-based. This is a separate application. Once the student has applied to Douglas, they can apply for this scholarship. We require a few short essays, and we will evaluate the student based on his or her academic results, English proficiency score, and some extracurricular work that they've done. Perhaps it's volunteer work, perhaps they've participated in sports. That scholarship is worth $2,500 Canadian. So just keep that in mind. For some of the higher achieving students, there are opportunities to reduce your tuition fees. Another thing I would like to encourage students to do is go to our website, follow us on social media to really get a better understanding of what student life is like. We have a very active student union with a number of different clubs. So, the academics are one thing, but in order to get the full Canadian experience, the full post-secondary experience, it's great to take part in some of these extracurricular activities. And through the student union, there are dance clubs, political clubs, sports clubs, just a number of different activities that you can join. You can even create your own club if there's something that you're interested in being part of. Also, there are many volunteer opportunities. A lot of our students get very involved with our department and the college as a whole. And some of them have actually done such a good job, we end up hiring them as our employees. So, there will be a lot of opportunities when you come to Douglas College in Canada. The main thing is just to get involved, ask a lot of questions, be curious, and you're going to get the most out of your education.
Exactly. So I need to know. Just two things I need to be clear. Number one, that you have said that the regional scholarship, so 1,000 to 2,000 Canadian dollars. So as you said that we can apply for that. They will get automatically. With the offer letter, or they will get after the first semester. What is the policy of?
So we will indicate on the offer letter that the student has qualified.
Okay.
and then the actual funds are given as a check after the first semester of study.
First semester, so it could be 1,000 to maximum 2,000.
Yeah,
so is
and
it be for the first year only or second year also?
It's a one-time first year opportunity. However, there are other scholarships for students once they become enrolled.
Okay, enrolled. Okay.
Yeah.
And about the merit-based scholarship, it is the same policy that they will get the check of that scholarship award, something like that.
That's right. Yeah, exactly the same.
Okay. And is the scholarship only for undergrad? What about the postgrad?
For both undergrad and postgrad. So for postgrad, students who have a second-class upper standing can automatically receive that regional scholarship.
Regional scholarships. Okay. That's a very good thing, dear students. If you have a better score, like in class 12, if you have B average or B plus, then you'll be eligible for a scholarship definitely. But you will get it the check after the first semester of in Douglas College, and definitely there is one more scholarship, merit based, 2,500 maximum scholarship you can get. So Gareth, so we are just the last, that at the end of the live session, and thanks for joining our live session and accepting, because you are a busy person, I know, and it's very hard to get you because honestly speaking, you are honestly a busy guy, and it's really, we are lucky that we finally got you for the live session. And as you know that we are staying in home and we cannot do our office physically, so we are doing the virtual things as much as we can. We are just that boosting up our students, that don't be negative, be positive, because the situation will not be forever. It will sometimes, it will be overcoming the situation definitely. So
Yes.
anything you would like to share, anything you would like to share in one sentence or two sentences to our viewers, anything you would like to share?
Well, why don't I just tell you the Douglas motto, which is do what you love. And if you come to Douglas College, you can do what you love, you can thrive, and perhaps become a Canadian permanent resident one day. So the door is open, and we welcome you. So get in touch with Prominent Consultant, and they will guide you to Douglas College. So and again, thank you for inviting me. It's really my pleasure, and I'm happy to do this anytime. And please don't hesitate.
I need to know. I need to one thing. Have you ever been in Bangladesh before?
I haven't. So it's certainly on my radar to visit one day very soon. Hopefully, when the travel restrictions are eased.
Yes. So we will be hoping very soon in Bangladesh, really. And that what Gareth said, that do whatever you like, whatever you prefer, whatever you love. So that's the thing actually we need to follow. Whatever you like to do, you just do it. And Douglas is such a platform that whatever you like, you can do that. And honestly speaking, Canada is such a country for studying, for working, and for settle down there. And Prominent Consultant is with you for any kind of things for studying Canada. We'll be with you. So I would like to close the live session right now. And stay safe, stay in home, and take care, and have a good night. And Gareth, so thank you so much once again, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Take care. Have a good evening, and we'll be in touch soon.
Yes, bye. Take care.
Thanks a lot.